Millions of years ago, what we now call Canada was buried under ice. Glaciers carved through mountains and valleys, sculpting the majestic landscapes we see today. Every peak, every lake is a chapter in Earth's ancient story. And this is where it all begins. Long before maps or borders, indigenous peoples lived here, hunting, gathering, telling stories by firelight. They weren't just the first to walk this land, they are its first spirit. Their traditions still echo through the forests, waters, and winds of Canada today. In the 16th century, ships from Europe sailed into the St. Lawrence River. They came seeking opportunity and found a vast, untamed land. The meeting between Europeans and indigenous peoples was not always easy. But it was this convergence that would shape the soul of a new Canada. On July 1st, 1867, Canada was born with just 4 provinces. But the country kept growing, westward, northward, and deep within the hearts of its people. Canada became more than land on a map. It became a promise, unity in diversity. From British Columbia's shores to the Bay of Fundy, from the Rockies to the prairies, Canada's beauty stretches like a natural symphony. Northern lights dance above, waves crash below, and for a moment, you feel your heart pause in awe. Today, Canada is a mosaic of over 200 cultures, where newcomers are welcomed like family. Modern cities, quiet towns, wild nature, together they form a unique identity. This country isn't perfect, but it strives to be better, together. The Iroquois people long knew of Niagara Falls. They called it Thunder of Waters, a sacred roar from the gods. In 1678, French priest Louis Hennepin became the first European to describe its breathtaking power. Niagara is more than a waterfall. It's a natural wonder straddling the US-Canada border. 3 mighty cascades, Horseshoe, American, and Bridal Veil, send millions of liters rushing down each minute in an unforgettable spectacle. Riding a boat beneath the falls is unforgettable. Mist clings to your face, wind howls around you, but as the thundering curtain of water rises ahead, you feel small and incredibly alive. At night, Niagara transforms under glowing lights, blue, red, violet, gold. Reflections shimmer on the rushing water, turning the falls into a visual symphony, romantic and surreal. Niagara isn't just scenery, it's a thrill-seeker's playground. From zip lines over gorges to helicopters soaring above the falls, each adventure takes your breath to the edge. Did you know daredevils once challenged Niagara in barrels on tight ropes? Some made it, others didn't. These legends add drama and danger to Niagara's timeless charm. Spring's green, summer's power, autumn's gold, winter's frost. Each season gives Niagara a different face. Sometimes fierce, sometimes calm, but always unforgettable. Standing before Niagara, you don't just see water falling. You feel nature's power, history's depth, and human wonder all at once. And you realize Niagara isn't just seen, it's felt with the heart. Quebec City feels like stepping into a living history book. Every stone street takes you deeper into time. You're not just walking through a city, you're crossing centuries, past fortresses, bell towers, and walls that whisper stories through stone. Though you're in Canada, it feels like Europe. Wrought iron balconies, sidewalk cafes, French music in the air, and the smell of warm pastries. It's a Parisian painting, but with Quebec's own unique touch. Towering above the city, Chateau Frontenac looks like a castle from a fairy tale. You can see it from nearly every corner, not just a hotel, but the heart of Quebec, filled with history, nostalgia, and just a touch of romance. Walking along the city walls feels like stepping into a historical film. This is the only walled city in North America. Every stone seems to whisper stories of battles, of defense, and of the dreams of those who built this land. In Quebec, food isn't just to fill your stomach, it's to touch your heart. A bite of warm poutine, sweet maple syrup, or crisp ice wine, every flavor tells a story of land, sky, and the people who live between them. In winter, the Snow Festival turns the city white. In summer, fireworks bloom over ancient rooftops. Quebec doesn't just host festivals, it lives them. Here, joy becomes the rhythm of everyday life. The St. Lawrence River isn't just a view, it's the soul of the city. In the morning, mist hugs the water. At dusk, golden light dances on the waves. This river tells stories, gentle, slow, and deeply felt. Leaving Quebec City is never truly goodbye. Because this city doesn't stay on the map. It stays in your memory, in your heart. And someday, quietly and naturally, you'll want to return, like meeting an old friend. Banff isn't just Canada's first national park. It's where wilderness meets time. You step into a world where clouds kiss mountains and the air smells of fresh pine. Every view makes you pause, as if nature is whispering something sacred. Moraine Lake is almost unreal. Its vivid blue color isn't a filter. It comes from glacier rock flour in the water. Surrounded by 10 snowy peaks, perfectly mirrored, it's a scene straight out of a frozen dream. Lake Louise is a quiet love song in the mountains. The water lies still, like silk. Wooden canoes glide gently, and snowy peaks rise in the distance. Even in silence, it feels like nature is wrapping you in a warm embrace. The Icefields Parkway isn't just a road, it's a journey through time. Glaciers, pine forests, waterfalls, and the occasional elk quietly watching. Every turn reveals a new scene. Every scene becomes a memory. Imagine soaking in warm water while snow blankets the pines around you. That's the Banff Hot Springs, a place where not just your body, but your soul relaxes. It's the kind of experience you'll want to return to, again and again. Do you know why Moraine Lake's water is that magical turquoise blue? A. light reflecting off ice. B. Glacier rock flower in the water. C. Green algae. Comment your answer below and don't forget to subscribe for more Canadian nature wonders. In Banff, nature is alive. You might spot a herd of elk crossing the road, a distant black bear, or an eagle soaring overhead. But the beauty lies in this truth. Every creature lives free, and we learn to tread gently. You can't take the lakes, the mountains, or the skies with you when you leave Banff, but you carry something deeper. A quiet peace, a deep breath, a sense of awe. Some places change you, even if you visit just once. Before the city called Toronto existed, this land belonged to indigenous communities like the Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and Mississaugas. The name Toronto comes from the Iroquois word meaning meeting place, and truly, it always was. Toronto grew along Lake Ontario, where fresh water connected trade, travel, and growth. This strategic location turned a small fur trading post into one of Canada's economic powerhouses. At first, it was called York, named by the British in 1793. But in 1834, the name Toronto was restored. That marked the beginning of a bold, modern city with its own identity and ambitions. Since the 19th century, Toronto has welcomed immigrants from around the world: Ireland, Italy, China, the Caribbean. Each community brought languages, food, music, and together they created today's multicultural Toronto. In the heart of the city stands the CN Tower, once the world's tallest structure for 34 years. It's more than a viewpoint. It's a symbol of ambition, of a city that always looks upward. Toronto isn't just a financial center. It's a mosaic of vibrant neighborhoods, lively Kensington Market, historic Distillery District, cozy Little Italy, and bustling Chinatown. Each one brings the city to life. Though busy and modern, Toronto makes room for nature with Green High Park, lakefront beaches, and the peaceful Toronto Islands. Here, you can jog at sunrise and watch sunsets over water, all within the city. Today, Toronto ranks among the world's most livable cities, where tech, art, food, and people grow together. But no matter how modern it becomes, this city stays true to itself, open-hearted and always moving forward. Tofino sits at the edge of Vancouver Island, where ancient forests meet the Pacific Ocean. It's not just a spot on the map, it's a feeling. The sense of standing where the land ends and the wild begins. Tofino is Canada's surf capital. Whether you're a pro or a beginner, the waves and sea breeze draw you in. In winter, massive swells crash ashore like the ocean's roaring symphony. Just beyond the beach lies the Pacific Rim rainforest, lush, misty, and full of life. Ancient cedar trees, tangled vines, and birds calling through the morning fog. It's a hidden world, both mysterious and calm. Tofino lies on the traditional territory of the Nuu-chah-nulth people. They live by the ocean, reading waves like ancient text. Their culture is everywhere, in the art, the stories, and the deep bond with nature. Clayoquot Sound is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve where whales, seals, eagles, and black bears roam. It's paradise for explorers, whether by kayak, seaplane, or simply standing still and watching. In Tofino, you don't need sunshine to swim. Under soft rain, the waves keep rolling, and the ocean feels wild and quiet. The chill might make you shiver, but it awakens every sense. In winter, people don't come to Tofino for sunshine. They come to watch storms. Winds howl, waves crash on rocks, and the sky turns steel gray. It's wild beauty that makes you feel small and truly alive. Tofino isn't loud or flashy, but when you leave, something stays with you. The scent of wet forest, the sound of waves at night, the feeling of touching something real, in nature and in yourself. Located in Alberta, Jasper is the largest national park in Canada's Rockies. It's not a place to rush. You come to Jasper to hear the mountains breathe, to witness untouched beauty, and to feel wonderfully small in the face of nature. Maligne Lake glows with a surreal turquoise, like a giant gem set among the peaks. Spirit Island, a tiny dot in the middle, is one of Canada's most iconic views. As the light changes, the lake becomes a living painting. Here, you can walk on ice that's thousands of years old. The Athabasca Glacier lets you feel time, not by the clock, but through the chill wind over ancient ice. Every step is a step into Earth's deep past. In Jasper, you might see elk, bears, bighorn sheep, or wolves, sometimes right by the road. But remember, this is their home. You're just a guest, so walk gently and watch with respect. As a dark sky preserve, Jasper offers skies filled with thousands of stars, and sometimes the Milky Way itself. At night, the universe unfolds above you, reminding us that the most beautiful things often shine when the lights go out. Jasper doesn't speak loudly. With forest winds, glacier lakes, rushing rivers, and the eyes of wild animals, it tells a story. And even after you leave, that story stays with you, in your heart, in your memory, long after the journey ends. Ottawa was born where two rivers meet, the Ottawa and the Rideau. Once the land of the Algonquin peoples, it's now the political heart of Canada. But behind its formal image lies a city rich with emotion and history. Parliament Hill isn't just the center of power, it's a symbol. Gothic spires rise against the sky, with the Peace Tower standing tall, reminding us that democracy and respect are Canada's true foundations. The Rideau Canal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was once a military route. Now, it's where boats drift in summer and people skate in winter. A historic feat turned into a modern heartbeat of the city. From the Canadian Museum of History to the War Museum, from contemporary art to science, Ottawa lets you travel through time in a day. Each museum opens a window to Canada's many stories. As the capital, Ottawa hosts vibrant festivals: the Tulip Festival, Canada Day, Winterlude. Every season, the city transforms, full of life and color, where locals and visitors celebrate together. Ottawa blends the old and the new. 19th century limestone buildings sit beside sleek glass towers. This city doesn't erase the past, it weaves it into the present. Though it's a capital, Ottawa remains green. River paths, wide parks, gardens, and quiet lawns stretch across the city. Just minutes from downtown, you can hear the wind and water and feel close to nature. Ottawa doesn't overwhelm. It's warm, welcoming, and real. A capital city where you can still find peace by the river or a kind smile in a corner cafe. A capital that feels human. Kelowna sits in the sunny Okanagan Valley, right beside the lake that shares its name. It's a perfect mix of nature, culture, and a relaxed way of life. Kelowna comes from the Silk's word for grizzly bear, once common in these lands. Okanagan Lake is Kelowna's soul. In summer, it's a playground for paddling, swimming, and sandy relaxation. Legend says a mysterious creature called Ogopogo lives beneath the calm waters, adding a touch of magic to the scene. Kelowna is the wine capital of British Columbia. Hills stretch with vineyards, where sunshine and rich soil create award-winning wines. On the wine route, you don't just taste, you feel the care this land puts into every bottle. From a small settlement in the 1800s, Kelowna has grown into one of BC's fastest-growing cities. Yet it keeps its charm, with small streets, local shops, and a peaceful vibe that feels truly grounded. Summer in Kelowna is fruit season. Cherries, peaches, apricots, apples grow in roadside orchards. You can pick them yourself, taste them fresh, sweet and alive, untouched by any factory. Kelowna isn't just beautiful, it's creative. Local galleries, music festivals, and lakeside performances light up the city. People here live slowly, honestly, and savor each shared moment. Just minutes from downtown, you can hike, bike through forests, or watch sunset from Knox Mountain. In Kelowna, nature and city don't compete. They blend together, gently and beautifully. Kelowna isn't loud or lavish, but its simplicity, peace, and sincere beauty stay with those who visit. It's not a place to rush, it's a place to live deeply. Mont-Tremblant means the trembling mountain, from the Algonquin language, where it was believed a spirit lived at the summit. Today, it's a famous resort town, yet it still carries the mountain's ancient, mystical breath. Whether blanketed in winter white or lit up with autumn gold, Mont-Tremblant always has its own magic. In summer, lakes, forests, trails. In winter, skiing, snowmobiles, and cozy fires. Each season is a different world. Walk into Mont-Tremblant village, and it feels like a pocket of Europe. Red rooftops, cobbled streets, cafes, and music drifting through mountain air. It's lively, cozy, and feels just like home, even if it's your first time. Walk into Mont-Tremblant village, and it feels like a pocket of Europe. Red rooftops, cobbled streets, cafes, and music drifting through mountain air. It's lively, cozy, and feels just like home, even if it's your first time. Mont-Tremblant is one of North America's top ski destinations. With over 100 runs, from gentle to black diamonds, It's where both beginners and pros can feel the thrill of flying through snowy forests. In summer, Lake Tremblant is calm like glass. You can kayak, sunbathe, or simply sit and watch the water shift colors at sunset. Nature here doesn't shout. It speaks gently, yet powerfully. Mont-Tremblant isn't just a place to visit. It's a place to feel. Feel the chill of snow, the whisper of the forest, the smell of morning coffee, and the calm of forgetting time. A place you'll want to return to, again and again. Morne isn't just a park, it's a living geology book. Here, you can touch the Earth's mantle, the layer usually hidden deep beneath our feet. This rare exposure earned it a place as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Mountains, deep fjords, and towering cliffs all meet in Gros Morne. On Western Brook Pond, you drift between stone walls hundreds of meters high, like stepping into a Canadian version of Norway's fjords. The tablelands are where Earth's crust rose from the ocean floor over hundreds of millions of years. The rust-red soil and barren land feel unlike anywhere else in Canada, like walking on another planet. Gros Morne is home to moose, foxes, snowshoe hares, and countless birds. You might spot them along trails, in forests, or by lakes. But here, humans keep their distance, because nature rules this land. Every step in Gros Morne is a journey through time. Trails take you past ancient glaciers, untouched forests, and valleys carved by the ages. The nature here isn't just beautiful, it tells 1,000 stories. Gros Morne isn't loud, it's not busy, but its silence is what stays with you. The wind through ancient rock, water falling into deep fjords, a place you don't just see, you feel with your whole soul. Okanagan is one of the warmest and sunniest regions in Canada. Surrounded by mountains and lakes, with fertile land underfoot, it feels like the Mediterranean, yet it's right here in British Columbia. Lake Okanagan stretches long and calm through the valley. People paddle, swim, fish, and watch the sunset over glassy water. It's not just scenery, it's a way of life here. Long before Europeans arrived, the Okanagan Valley was home to the Silds people. They lived in harmony with the land, water, and wind. Today, their culture still shapes the valley, in language, festivals, and tradition. Every summer, Okanagan becomes a fruit lover's dream. Peaches, apricots, cherries, grapes, pears, lining the roads. You can stop at orchards, pick your own, and taste freshness straight from the branch. With hundreds of vineyards and wineries, Okanagan is Canada's wine capital. With hundreds of vineyards and wineries, Okanagan is Canada's wine capital. The dry climate, mineral-rich soil, and sunshine make world-class wines, from Pinot Noir to ice wine, rich with character. From Kelowna to Penticton, Oliver to Vernon, every town in the Okanagan has its own soul. Farmers markets, summer festivals, cozy cafes make you feel like you're living here, not just visiting. The valley isn't just about wine and fruit, it's for nature lovers too. Hike mountains, bike forest trails, or simply stroll through pine woods and take in sweeping lake views from above. What do you take from Okanagan when you leave? Maybe the sweetness of fruit, the taste of wine in the afternoon sun, or the soft sound of water. But more than anything, the peace and the quiet wish to return soon. The Rideau Canal was built in the 19th century as a military route between Ottawa and Kingston after the war with the US. But over 2 centuries later, it stands as a symbol of peace, connection, and lasting beauty. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Rideau is more than engineering. It's a living legacy. Some locks are still operated by hand, just as they were centuries ago, connecting past to present. In summer, the Rideau is a gentle green ribbon, winding through forests and old towns. Canoes glide, boats drift, and cyclists follow the towpath. Everything slows down so you can feel every moment. In winter, Rideau freezes into the world's longest natural skating rink. Locals skate through downtown Ottawa, grab a hot beaver tail snack, and experience winter in the most Canadian way possible. The Rideau isn't just a canal, it's the gentle meeting point between nature and city. Even in downtown Ottawa, you'll hear birds, see trees, and listen to water trickling, a quiet pause in a busy life. Stretching over 200 kilometers, the Rideau links historic towns, crystal-clear lakes, and rich farmland. It's more than a route. It's a slow journey where every stop reveals a new story. Around the Rideau, community comes alive. Boat parades, summer concerts, farmers markets, and skating festivals in the snow. The canal doesn't just carry water, it carries joy, memory, and human connection. You can paddle the Rideau in a few days, but its feeling lingers far longer. It brings peace, slowness, and wholeness, as if the canal doesn't just carry water, it carries the heart. Halifax wasn't built around the sea, it was built toward it. As one of the world's largest natural harbors, it has welcomed ships, farewelled journeys, and held thousands of ocean-crossing stories. From the Halifax citadel to its cobbled streets, the city reflects a history of war, colonization, and a longing for peace. Here, the past isn't just preserved, it's retold every day. Halifax Harbour is where goods, people, and cultures converge. Every day, cargo ships, cruise liners, and fishing boats share the water. It's not just a place to arrive, it's a place to begin. Nova Scotia means New Scotland, and Halifax carries the Celtic rhythm in festivals, music, and spirit. Yet this is also Mi'kmaq territory, where Indigenous culture is present, deep, and deserving of honor. In 1917, a collision in Halifax Harbour caused the largest non-nuclear explosion in history, killing nearly 2,000 people. The city was flattened, but Halifax rose again, fueled by community and ocean-borne resilience. Haligonians live with wind, salt, and waves. They eat fresh seafood, walk the shore, and watch sunsets from boat decks. Life here isn't rushed. It breathes the ocean with every heartbeat. Halifax boasts a vibrant, diverse arts scene. Cafes, galleries, live music, and craft markets make for a creative rhythm, always warm, welcoming, and deeply human. Halifax may not be the biggest or loudest city, but at this edge of the land, people find resilience, sincerity, and a sense of returning to something real and raw. Tucked within the mighty Columbia Mountains, Revelstoke is where nature remains untamed. Snowy forests, glaciers, and steep peaks create a world of their own, wild, deep, and powerfully magnetic. Revelstoke was once a key stop on Canada's transcontinental railway. The tracks brought people to this rugged land, leaving behind timber homes, vintage stations, and echoes of history nestled in the forest. Revelstoke is world famous for deep powder, steep terrain, and wild backcountry. It's a mecca for pro skiers, where you don't just glide, you fly through snowy forest air. Surprisingly, Revelstoke hides inland temperate rainforests. In summer, hiking trails weave through mossy woods, waterfalls, and wildflower meadows, overwhelming and calming all at once. Revelstoke may be small, but the community is big-hearted. Coffee shops, local boutiques, and live music fill the evenings, creating a warm, slow rhythm where everyone's on a first-name basis. In Revelstoke, you don't just look at the mountains, you live with them. Whether blanketed in winter white or glowing green in summer, nature here is always present, silent, mighty, and strangely tender. Nestled in the Coast Mountains, Whistler is one of the world's most iconic winter resorts. With white snow, green forests, and towering peaks, it feels like stepping into a living painting. Once a quiet village, Whistler became world famous after co-hosting the 2010 Winter Olympics. Despite its growth, it still feels warm, welcoming, and full of sporting spirit. With over 200 runs and world-class terrain, Whistler is heaven for skiers and snowboarders. From beginners to pros, everyone finds the feeling of flying through mountain snow. When the snow melts, Whistler turns vibrant green. Hiking, mountain biking, paddling, the outdoors always calls, no matter the season. Whistler Village is small, but full of life. Cafes, restaurants, and shops tucked into the mountain air. It's this mix of wild nature and warm community that keeps people coming back. Whistler isn't just a place to visit, it's a place to connect with nature, with challenge, and with yourself. Whether it's your first time or your 50th, Whistler always moves your heart. Shannon Falls rises nearly 335 meters, the third highest waterfall in British Columbia. Al smiles. They stay with you long after you've gone. From afar, it looks like a white silk ribbon flowing down the granite cliffs, powerful yet beautifully graceful. When sunlight hits the mist rising from the falls, Shannon turns magical. Faint rainbows, the gentle roar of water, and cedar forest all around make you feel like you've stepped into a dream. To the Squamish people, Shannon Falls is more than beauty. It's the spirit of the land. The flowing water speaks in whispers of the ancestors, teaching harmony with nature. Standing near the base, you feel small before nature's might. Every drop crashes like the heartbeat of the earth, reminding us that some forces aren't meant to be held, only felt. It's only a short walk from the parking lot, But the journey to Shannon Falls is full. Forest sounds, the scent of wet leaves, sunlight filtering through trees, and then the waterfall calling your name. When you leave, it's not just the waterfall you remember. It's the sound, the air, the connection. Shannon Falls is like a song of nature, wordless but endlessly echoing inside you. Parliament Hill isn't just where the government works, it's the political heart of Canada. Overlooking the Ottawa River, it holds the history, power, and hopes of a vast and diverse country. The buildings of Parliament Hill are designed in Gothic Revival style, with stone towers, stained glass, and fine carvings. Each brick feels like it's telling a chapter of Canada's long and evolving story. The Peace Tower is Parliament Hill's most iconic symbol, built to honor fallen Canadian soldiers from World War I. Yet its bells ring not just in memory, but to call us forward with hope. Here, you can witness the ceremonial changing of the guard, light shows, or simply stroll among locals on the lawn. Parliament Hill isn't stiff. It's where politics and people meet in living color. Standing on Parliament Hill, you don't just feel power, you feel Canada's diversity, unity, and identity. It's a place that's grand yet welcoming, where every citizen has a voice and a place. Our journey through Canada may end here, but the beauty, the feelings, and the memories will stay. Every place you've seen is a piece of a bigger story, and now you're part of it. Canada's beauty isn't just in its mountains, lakes, or cities, it's in the smiles, the glances, and the peace it brings. It's a place you don't just want to visit, you long to return. We've only scratched the surface of Canada,